Hey everyone, this time I've got a tool for you, and it's the Arch tool V1. Following along from the Stair tool, I was trying to figure out what other sort of architectural things I could do in Neos that are automatically generated, and the Arch is the latest one. So I called it the Arch tool, and that's because it's kind of really hard to name. Right now I kind of have it in a door configuration, so you can see here we've got a nice doorway going on. It's not the precise size of a regular avatar, I don't know what that is, but you can adjust all the numbers here. But you can enter the numbers here, you hit bake, and then it will make a copy of the archway that you've got preview there. And if I inspect it, you'll see it is baked. So if I open it in the inspector and I grab the mesh, you'll see it's just one mesh, it's baked, it's got one material, so it's efficient in that regard. Now if I start playing around with the numbers, you'll see that we can kind of get some interesting shapes going on. So if I change the side width, which is the width of either side of the archway, so if I change this to something like 10, what we've now got really is a sort of wall with a central door in it. And then I can also change the arch height here. So I could change this down to, say, 1.5. And now I've got a lower archway that's got, just a smaller door, maybe a sort of cat door or something like that. Let's change the arch height here back up to 0.1, I think it was on. And then I can also mess with things such as the arch width. So if I lower this down to say 0.1, what you get is a slit rather than a doorway. They change this up, we get some interesting shapes. So if I change that to 10, we get, I don't know, an aircraft hangar or something. Put this back down to 0.1. That was the side width I just changed. I want the arch width to 0.1. No, that should actually be 1. There we go. So now if I change the depth, we start getting tunnels. So if I change this to, say, 2, and then raise the arch height by just a little bit, so the total height is 2.4, so half of that would be 1.2. Now you've got kind of weird sort of tunnel going on. If we do 1.2 on the arch height, what am I doing now? I'm changing the total height. Okay, that's why 4. Sometimes you'll see the UI gets stuck there. I've just realized that. I'm gonna have to sort of figure out how to fix that, but for now you should be able to fix that if you just go inside and take a look. Anyway, I'm just playing with it. This is the first version. I'm gonna play around with this some more, probably make the UI here detachable so you can kind of wave it around and not have it happen here where it's stuck, because I've got to respawn the tool now. I can't get at it. Next up is I'm going to figure out if I can make the door kind of partially along a wall. So I'm going to allow you to specify a left width and a right width, and then you'll have a door. The end result here is that we're going to end up with, like, a bunch of architectural tools. The word I'm in is actually called architectural tools. So there's also the stair tool. It makes stairs. Check out the stair tool video for that one. This makes arches. Like I said, shifting those arches along the wall will be next, and then making completely square rooms with that shiftable kind of door, and floors and a ceiling will be next. And before you know it, you'll be able to build kind of sort of full levels just by using sort of maths here. If I can figure out a way to do it nicely, there might be UI later. Maybe you can kind of sort of drag some things around to alter these numbers rather than typing them in. But it's sometimes useful to type them in, sort of figure out how things work. If you're interested in how this works, you can maybe guess that it uses my favorite tool. I'm just going to go in here and claim back the use of my my UI here by going 0.5 to, did that do it? Total height. Lost value, there we are. There we go, now I go back, so 0.5, push that back to 1, oh, something weird has happened now, arch height, 0.1, there you go, it's resembling an arch now again. I will change there. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about how it works. So this is basically an axis aligner, so here is a cube, and here is a cube, and here is a cube. And we just axis align them together so that they line up. You do that by using a non-mid axis aligner. So in my axis aligner video, which I'll also link, I always do mid, mid, mid. But here I do mid, 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 neg, mid. And what that does is it aligns the y of each element on the negative of its y. So what that does is basically move the edge of it up, and so that allows us to do some funny effects here. If I change this to pos, get an upside down arch. I was going to make that an option up there, but I wish you could just turn the arch upside down. Mid would put it in the middle there. I know you've got like a crossbar there for a rugby match. And then Neg puts it back to where it was. Hope that's cool. It's in my public folder. Enjoy. I'm going to be making updates to it as we go, but a few ones there. Have a play with it. Should be a super efficient way to make this very particular shape. I don't really know why you might need this shape, but here you go. There's that shape for you. See you next time.